All right, guys, we're going to roll through your bonus on it from yesterday. Right here, we said that once we get absorption from the intestine, we're coming into the blood. And so blood right here, and then we're going to have absorption of glucose into the cell. And we talked about insulin right there catalyzing it when we have excess blood glucose. So blood, cell, and those will be a couple of your bonuses. And then I told you I was going to give you a freebie right here, and I'm going to give you glucose right there in the blood, as well as glucose right there in the cell. Okay, so we talked about insulin bringing it in. We eat a whole lot, we've got excess blood glucose. Don't worry about glucose phosphates right here at this time, but I told you the next one I was going to have you do was glycolysis. And so that is basically lysis or breakdown of a glycogen or of a glucose carbohydrate molecule. So we'll run that one right up in at 5. And I told you at the same time, for every arrow that goes down, we have an equal arrow that goes back. And so on the other side, I told you to make a blank, gluco, neo, which means new, and then I'll add this at the bottom, genesis. So if we look at the root word, it's synthesis of new glucose. And that would be your bonus right there for number 6. Now, moving on down the line, and don't worry about all your glycogenesis, glycogen, pentose phosphates at this point. We'll get to them a little later in the system. End product of glycolysis is pyruvate. And so I told you that right there would be number 7. And then we talked about the fact that everything above here was in the cytoplasm or the cytosol. And then when we get conversion in here to acetyl-CoA, we're talking moving it into our mitochondria. So 7, 8 right there. I told you citric acid cycle, I would accept. Other versions of it you may have heard would be Krebs cycle or TCA or tricarboxylic acid cycle. So any of those would be accepted for that right there. Now, another one I told you we were going to write in. Citric acid cycle, our end product's going to make a couple of circles here for acetyl-CoA. And we're actually going to come out into electron transport. And at that time right there, guys, we're going to come into, we're going to form, told you, ATP or energy. Now, that's really the only pathway right there that's not going to go backwards. Once we form ATP, we'll use it for various other functions, and we're going to make that our number 10 right here. So, amino acids we said would rock the boat. Some of the different entities within the citric acid cycle could form amino acids. Some of them, amino acids, can be broken down. And so a lot of these amino acids here that can be formed by various other entities, pyruvate, alpha-ketoglutarate, different ones within this cycle. Guys, these were when you had to learn your non-essential amino acids because the body can't produce them. So amino acids right here we said would be 11. We said this also here, we deaminate alanine and we come back into pyruvate. So we've got arrows going both ways. And then amino acids too are going to be used in the body to form number 12 are proteins. And of course, we said proteins can be broken down and used for energy. So that same protein can be broken down into amino acids, which can come back into the citric acid cycle or back up here to pyruvate, back to acetyl-CoA, and into the citric acid cycle to be used for energy. So we've got glucose up here at the top that can be used for energy or carbohydrates. We've got proteins that can also be used to form energy. And then our final couple right here for the bonus are going to come over to this other side. Fatty acids, acetyl-CoA, if we have excess energy and we don't need any more ATP, what is that we overate going to be converted to? And this one right here is going to be 13 fatty acids. I told you also, let's make an arrow out here, guys, to fats. Or if we want to pretend like we're graduated from college and know the big words, we can also call that lipids. And the other thing I told you, don't worry about moiety. So I've got 14 right here. And guys, glycerol is going to form the backbone for us to attach fatty acids to form our triglycerides. So all 15 right there on the bonus. I'll scan this baby in, load it up on it, watch the video a couple of times. I'll make sure I load it up on my channel in YouTube. Disregard my children's videos in there. And if you got any questions on this will not be on the quiz Friday, but it will be your bonus on the exam.